We know that the Impressionists used oil paints a lot, but we may not always have oil paints when we are feeling artistic. Miss Jones here is demonstrating 4 different materials which you may have at home, which you can use to create impressionistic styles. Notice how Miss Jones is using very small, quick strokes with her oil pastel to make her marks. This is just like how the Impressionist artists used small brush strokes to make their marks. Miss Jones is not trying to mix the color by smashing the various oil pastels together. Instead, she's letting them lay side by side and making lots of little marks and filling in between those marks with marks of a different color. Miss Jones is demonstrating the same thing right now with a crayon. Notice that she is not going back and forth with the crayon in a zigzag or Z shape. She is putting the crayon down, sliding it a small distance, then lifting up, then returning back to go down again. If you could hear this video, you'd hear tap 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 tap. When you're doing this with whichever medium you use, you should also be hearing tap 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 tap. Miss Jones is now grabbing some chalk pastels. These are like the street chalks you've used before, but a little more vibrant and made for paper. We can see that even with chalk pastels, Miss Jones is doing lots of little tiny taps. She's not dragging it to the left and dragging it to the right. She is making lots of little tiny horizontal marks and alternating between the colors. When you're really close to an artwork and you're looking at super duper close, you might not realize that those colors are blending because you're super duper close to making it. If you get further away from your artwork, if you put it on the other side of the room and you walk away from it and look at it, you'll notice that all these little marks start blending together. Miss Jones is now using a color pencil in the exact same way. She is making lots and lots of little taps, going from left to right. You could prefer to go right to left. As long as you're making lots of little taps, little short lines, you're doing it right. If you want to see the color that Miss Jones is creating, just like the Impressionist painters were, hold this video further away from yourself or perhaps squint your eyes. Instead of seeing some yellow and some blue, it will blur into a green. I've attached a video right at the end of this which demonstrates that optical blending effect.